Code Vein 2. I was really excited for this game and I like it actually, but there are problems. I use Linux I played on Bazzite with a 9700X, a 7800 XT using GE Proton 1029, and the game is running not that great, but the requirements are also bullshit. The cinematics seem to be locked to 60 FPS, the cutscenes to 30. Every now and then there are some texture pop-ins.
この世界をより発展させようと尽力してくれている研究者や職人たちがいる。君には
The game is now open world and it really doesn't run well in the open world. Inside the dungeons it's fine, keeping 60 FPS, but it moves all over the place in the open world. The upscaling implementation seems to be weird. Like, I am using an AMD graphics card, but I can use DLSS for some reason, and it doesn't seem to do anything, but neither is FSR actually, so but I'm gonna look into that more. You can see in the footage every now and then I adjust the settings, but I struggle to keep 60 FPS. In the main hub there's some interesting choices for the reflections and lightings. It looks like one of those videos where they modded a ray tracing into a 15-year-old game and it's all just shiny and all that, but it looks interesting, let's just say. It's a decision. The character creation is worse than the first game. There's less options, and also you can see that I pre-ordered the biggest edition just because I wanted the Code Vein 1 outfits, and I equipped Mia's suit, but I could not figure out how to get rid of the hat, and I really wanted to be bareheaded. That's why I made my hair the way it is, but whatever, I guess. There's also censorship, like you can't see panties anymore, it's just a black void. First I thought that fine, like that's not the point of the game, this isn't Stellar Blade or anything, until the second or third cutscene there would be a panty shot, but again it's just a black void. The memories stayed from the first game. In the first game, in there you could find vestiges, and when you found them all, you could review the memories of the final boss of the area, getting the good ending for them and all that. In Code Vein 2 it just happened out of the blue for no reason, and it's still as blinding as it was in the first game. You also have choices, like even in their promotions they said that your choices will affect the future, and that seems to be true, because at one point, around 2 hours in, you get pulled back into the future where you came from, and you have the option to go back to the past again to save your companion or stay in the future. Of course I went back because I want a good ending, if that's how it works.
あの輝きをたぐることでもう一度過去のマグメル島へ飛ぶことができます。しかしラビニア様の言うことも正しい。ノアさんを救うべきか否か、あなたに判断を委ねます。過去のマグメルを、ノアさんを救うんですね。行きましょう。時間速報の力が完全なものになった。
And let's talk about the gameplay now. It's a bit different than Code Vein 1, but not that much. There's a new weapon, I like it very much, like those enormous floating daggers. Swipe as a stand while you're doing fists and kicks and all that. The icon gaining is different. There was also an article about it, but it won't work like in the first game where you just do basic attack and get icon. You need to do your feared vampire attacks now to get icon, and every companion has a different way of giving you icon. Somehow, like, I still only have one companion, so I don't know how the rest will work. And the companion, they change them weirdly, like they do damage weird. They no longer have health. They can revive you once and they disappear, and a little later they just spawn back in, but they don't have health. They can't die, so you can't revive them with your own health. They do damage weird. Like, I still don't fully get it because I didn't really read that, but it's just weird. There's this new format thing where you have a defensive and an offensive one. The defensive one, I have two now. One is a regular shield that it can only block. There's a second shield that can only parry. There's two weapons, the bow that is just a bow, and I got an axe too, but I didn't even try to use it because it seems slow. And as the first real boss, it's already harder than most of Code Vein 1, in my opinion. Like, Code Vein 1's bosses weren't really that hard. Like, the Onstein and Smoke copy was a bit hard, and maybe the stripper fish, but that's it. But this guy is, I'm not saying it's bullshit because it's not, but like, the whole point of your companion should be that it takes aggro from you, but it just doesn't. Like, the boss is fully focused on you no matter what. Sometimes when he finally switches target to your companion, sometimes he just switches back even mid-combo. Seems to be even input reading when you want to heal and just rush through you because fuck you or something like that, and it's difficult. Did not expect that. Blood codes work similarly, and leveling up also works similarly like in the first game. Skills also seems to be working the same way. Your weapons have their own skills and you can equip other ones. and magic, but the range of them seems to be questionable. Again, in the first boss the arena is quite big, and I got a whole lot of single one spell that's supposed to be just some lightning bolts. It's a range spell, but it usually never reaches him because he's too far when he's not focusing on me, because of course I can't use it when he's focusing on me. Similarly to I used that bat vampire skill, and it's jail, I think it was called. It also has a questionable range. Like in the open world it feels like it shoots so far, like why would I go close when I can just do that? But in the boss arena it almost always out of the range. Similarly the floating dagger skill is that you shoot it forward and it hovers and hits the target every now and then, and it usually never reaches the boss. Like I feel like they have two kind of ranges, one in the open world and one in dungeons, and that's weird, but I could be wrong. Also the bayonet, I mostly played the bayonet in the first game, and it's really funny because you can buy one this early in the game from a vendor near the pier, but you just don't have the blood code to have the stats for it, so you can shoot with it, which is quite funny actually. Overall I think the game is fine, just needs a lot of performance fixes, because like the requirements are bullshit. Like ever since they revealed the second time, because the first time it was closer to the first one requirements and it was normal, but that they revealed this absolute bullshit of requirements like the 9800 XTD and shit like that for 1080p. So my 9800 X 7800 XT on 1440p is struggling. Again, in normal dungeons, closed spaces, it's fine, it keeps 60, but in the open world it sometimes goes even as far down as 45. I'm gonna fiddle with FSR scaling a bit more, but yeah, it's weird. It doesn't run that great. When it maintains 60 FPS it's so good, but when it doesn't it's really bad. Also it's really bad when from your 60 FPS gameplay you just switch to a 30 FPS cutscene. It's sometimes jarring a little bit. But yeah, I like the game so far, if only it could run a little bit better. That's my thoughts. How do you like the game if you played it already? I know you didn't because I'm in the 3D early access because I pre-ordered the biggest edition. Like this wasn't even my goal, I only pre-ordered the biggest edition because I wanted the code in one skins. This is just a fun little side thing for it. Well, thank you for watching. Here's a little bit more gameplay of me dying to the boss because I still didn't beat it, I still didn't unlock the bike, and I really look forward for the bike because running around is empty. Like the game looks big from an open world perspective. Like I liked Souls games mostly because they were not open world, because I'm not really a fan of them. There's really a select few that I actually like, and it seems like Elden Ring made even Souls games open world, so fuck yeah. You can craft, you can cook, expect you have nothing to do all those with, so yeah. It's really so funny that I see the shiny on the ground and it's just an onion or a lemon. Not a weapon, not a blood code, nothing. Well, those were my thoughts. Thank you.